What do you get when you combine a Call of Duty with fantasy? Why, you get the game that we're going to review today. It's Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Released in 2009, this game combines a COD style of play with elements from the Lord of the Rings movies. Another game that did this was Star Wars Battlefront.
However, unlike Star Wars, which was balanced, this game is about as balanced as if you were a man in a divorce court. So let's take a look at just what makes this, well, not a bad game, such an unbalanced one.
So in Lord of the Rings Conquest, you fight as using one of four classes. The first one is the Warrior, and it's a pretty standard class. Just use your sword to hack and slash anything that fucking moves. Then you have the Archer class, and, well, he's totally fucking useless. Then you have the Scout, kind of a weaker version of the Warrior in some aspects, but he is fun to play with. Then you have the Mage class, and this is where the game is woefully lopsided. If you pick the Mage, you are goddamn near indestructible. You can take about as much abuse as anyone on the planet and heal yourself, and you are far more destructive than 10 warriors put together. Seriously, choose Mage and you will have a goddamn cakewalk through the whole freaking fucking game. There are also heroes throughout the game, and you get to be these characters after you perform a set amount of shit in the level. As you'd imagine, they're walking ass whippers. However, they're still not quite as good as a mage.
The sad thing is that some heroes are weaker than the fucking mages. Take Erwin, for example. She's totally fucking useless. You might as well fucking fight the Witch King with the mage as you probably beaten the rest of the level with. Leave Erwin, or whatever the fuck her name is, back to fucking suck horse dick in Rohan.
The campaign mode is busted up between the good and the evil sides. The good side mostly follows the events of the movie, with a few fantasy matchups thrown in. My favorite is this one here, between Gandalf and Saruman.
Seriously, how fucking cool would that have been? The two white wizards fighting each other in a fight to the death, and Gandalf himself finally cutting the fucking head off of Saruman. That would have been better than a sex tape with Katy Perry and Megan Fox. And at the end of the sex tape, Jennifer Aniston walks in and gives them both bad girl spankings. They could have included fights like this in the movie. I mean, fuck, the book crowd was already pissed off because they changed one minor little thing for the book. So fuck, why didn't they include more super fights like the ones we get in this game?
The evil mode is sort of a fictional what if, like if the Dark Lord had recovered the One Ring. You still have the same four classes, and the mages are still as powerful as a cunt in a divorce court. The evil side has its own unique heroes, including Sauron himself. Yes, you get to play as the fucking Dark Lord himself. Now, you'd think that he'd be this unstoppable killing machine, but he's about as big a pussy as that glittery vampire from Twilight. You'd think the way the characters speak of him, he'd be a badass motherfucker, but he is nothing. Nothing compared to the true-ass whipper of the game, Gandalf. The evil mode is fun and a nice what-if to the movies. My favorite battles are Weathertop, Riverdale, and of course Hobbiton, where you fight and battle the little itty-bitty hobbits. Apparently this battle did happen in the book, but they left it out of the movie. The final guy in the evil campaign is Gandalf, and yeah, he's harder than a turtle's dick. There is a multiplayer mode, but like a lot of these games, the servers are fucked.
And that's Lord of the Rings Conquest for you. Is it a bad game? Hell no. Is it a masterpiece? Hell no. I mean, there's certainly better Lord of the Rings games out there, like War in the North, for one. It was probably just a quickie game to squeeze a few more bucks out of the Lord of the Rings fans. But does that mean it's a bad game? Well, fuck no. It is fun as fuck. It's just a turn your brain off and cut some orcs in half type of game. And it is really short. That is one thing. It takes a couple of hours to beat it. The length does leave something to be desired. But it is really not a piece of shit. It's fairly cheap right now. You can find it on any online retailers for $10 and below. So if you have a couple of hours, give this game a whirl.